You want to be successful? You want to be like Trump? Gimme, 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 push, 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 push.
He wasn't just a rapper, he was a poet, a revolutionary, a storm in human form. Tupac Shakur wasn't meant to live quietly. He was born loud, and he died louder. This is the untold, unfiltered truth. What really happened to Tupac Shakur? He was born on June 16, 1971, but long before the fame, before the gold chains and bandanas, Tupac was just a child of pain and politics. His mother, Afeni Shakur, was a member of the Black Panther Party. She was pregnant with Tupac while on trial for allegedly plotting bombings against the US government. She was acquitted. She gave birth to Tupac, free, but freedom for him was never simple. Tupac grew up without a father. He moved from Harlem to Baltimore to California. He saw hunger, he saw addiction, he saw police brutality before he could spell the word justice. But he also saw poetry. He attended the Baltimore School for the Arts. He studied Shakespeare. He danced ballet. He recited Langston Hughes, and yet he never lost his fire. He once said, "I may not change the world, but I guarantee I will spark the mind that will." In 1991, Tupac burst onto the scene with Tupacalypse Now. He didn't just rap about money and power. He talked about police violence, teenage pregnancy, black pain, and political rage. Songs like Brenda's Got a Baby and Trapped made people uncomfortable because they were real. He followed it with albums that were both raw and artistic, and he began acting. Juice, Poetic Justice, Above the Rim. He wasn't playing gangsters. He was showing the world where they came from. But fame isn't freedom either, and Tupac's fire soon became hard to control. In 1993, he was charged in a sexual assault case. He claimed it was a setup, but in 1995, he was convicted and sentenced to prison. While in jail, he read, he wrote, he reflected, and then came Death Row Records. While Tupac was locked up, Suge Knight, the CEO of Death Row, offered him a deal, post his $1.4 million bail, and Tupac would join the label. He accepted, and the Tupac that came out of prison was different, more intense, more paranoid, more ready for war. The hip-hop world was on fire. Bad Boy Records in New York, Death Row Records in Los Angeles. Two friends turned enemies. Two coasts that couldn't coexist. In 1994, Tupac was shot 5 times in the lobby of a New York recording studio. He survived, and he blamed Biggie and Puffy. Whether they were involved or not, the seed of war was planted. Tupac released Hit 'Em Up, a vicious diss track aimed straight at Biggie, and the media ate it up. By 1996, Tupac was everywhere. He released All Eyes on Me, the first double album in hip-hop history. He filmed movies. He talked about leaving Death Row, starting his own label, even changing direction, becoming a political voice again. But time was running out. On September 7th, 1996, Tupac attended a Mike Tyson fight in Las Vegas. After the match, outside the MGM Grand, Tupac and his crew got into a fight with a man named Orlando Anderson, a known member of the Crips. Later that night, Tupac got into a black BMW with Suge Knight. They were stopped at a red light on East Flamingo Road. A white Cadillac pulled up beside them. Gunshots rang out. Tupac was hit 4 times. He died 6 days later, on September 13th, 1996. He was just 25 years old. For years, no one was arrested. The murder of Tupac became one of the biggest mysteries in music history. Some said it was the Crips. Others said it was an inside job. Some even believed the government was involved, that Tupac was too powerful, too revolutionary. And then there were the wild theories. Tupac faked his death. He's in Cuba. He's planning a comeback. But in 2023, nearly 27 years later, a man named Dwayne Keefe D. Davis was arrested and charged with murder. According to prosecutors, Keefe D. was in the Cadillac. He admitted to supplying the gun, and the man who pulled the trigger, Orlando Anderson, the same man Tupac had fought that night. Orlando was killed in a separate shooting 2 years later, but the case finally had a name. So now we ask, what really happened to Tupac? He was a product of pain, a voice of truth, a man caught between brilliance and chaos. He wasn't perfect, but he was honest. He was angry, but he was awake. And even in death, he never stopped speaking. Tupac left behind more than music. He left a movement. His poetry is taught in schools, his lyrics quoted in protests, his face painted on walls, his voice sampled by a new generation of rappers, activists, and artists. He was one of the first rappers inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. He's been portrayed in documentaries, biopics, and books, but beyond the awards and posters, he left a challenge. I'm not saying I'm gonna rule the world, but I guarantee that I will spark the brain that will change the world. So, what really happened to Tupac Shakur? He was raised in revolution, trained in poetry, fueled by pain, and killed by violence. He died too soon, but maybe that was the plan. Maybe the world couldn't hold someone that real for too long. He gave us his rage, his hope, his brilliance, his flaws. And though his body is gone, his voice is still echoing. Every time we speak truth, every time we demand justice, every time we see art as resistance, Tupac is there, still watching, still rapping, still alive, in spirit.